So I'm going on day 3 here of broadcasting, anyways. A lot of it's been done sitting on my couch and watching stuff. So, what we have here is day 3. I was just on LinkedIn doing this, so I think what happened is OBS didn't like whatever settings I had in there, so I had to restart. So, my bad. Lesson learned, right? All right, so here we are on day 3 of creating. Wow, my workflow got considerably bigger, didn't it? Basically, I kind of been, we'll use this image here as my kind of final output. I'm in the animation stages of building this out right now, and the program you're seeing on my screen right now is called Weavy. And Weavy is it's a Figma product. It just got bought out, so I'm sure they're in the transitional phase right now before everyone gets fired. Yeah. So until it officially it probably won't even be called Weavy anymore, called Figma Weave or whatever dumbass name somebody comes up with. But yeah. So I'm basically now I've got all my last frames set up. This is the last one I set up this morning, and this is just of a woman operating a crane. That crane is going to be this gigantic thing here, and it's going to be dropping some gems on top of this beautiful, beautiful cupcake. I wonder what flavor that is. It's probably cotton candy. We can only hope, right? Okay. So I started moving into cling here, and oh, that's kind of bizarre. Yeah. So what I'm looking at here is there's some weird color shifting in the background of that last one. Oh! What is that? What is that? Floating diamonds. Come on now. Let's see this one. Okay, I can handle this one. I'm trying to be very low, picky about what I get here. And the reason is like I've spent well over the amount of time needed to make a social media post. But the reason I am taking so much effort on this is I'm looking to basically see how long it takes to make something that would be a hypercritical piece. And along the way, I mean, you can even look at the Door Brothers type of work or any other high-end AI generated work, and you'll see that character consistency. And maybe I can even show you like an example of what I'm talking about here. So we'll go to the Door Brothers. Let's see, which one was it? No. There's so many of these. I don't need audio. Yeah, this is the one. Okay. You can see when I stop frame here, and I'll make this full screen so you can see it, that even in a high-end studio, there are still deformations that happen. And there's just some sneaky ways that you can hide these mistakes by doing transitions or different types of zoom. Here they have like a chromatic aberration applied on this. But stuff I'm talking about is exactly like this. Kind of looks like musk, but kind of doesn't, right? Now let's go back to that last one. See it? We know this looks like Donald Trump, but with the chromatic aberration applied to it, it kind of hides that whole effect that it's perfect. Yeah, like this would be about the size of my character in my scene here. So if we go back to that, oops, oh, on cling, wrong one. And I enlarge this, same effect. So I'll pause this here. But you can see it, if I could zoom in on cling, but I can't, that face is clearly distorted, which is literally no different than this here. So even on the top studios that are doing this, they still have that thing. And it's okay. Like, we're telling a story and we're getting by with the stuff. So enough of that bullshit. So let's go back to cling. Let's see where I left off. So we have the diamond going down. Let me grab there's that. We're going to do this next. I think I'll take this one. Let me open these up because I did a little research on asking what is the maximum dimensions for cling pixel size, and 2048 was actually the best size to feed it on the long edge. And mine is, what is it? 2752. So it's a little bit bigger. Why does this matter? Well, I uploaded a 4000 pixel image on the long edge, and it took, I think, about 7 minutes to generate, which at the end of the day, it doesn't pay. So reducing this to, I think it was 2048. I should actually look. Shouldn't just feed false information when I know specifically what it is. So input image 2048 pixels max fed into cling. So I'm going by this here for a 1080 video. And I'm actually making 720s. Just the reason why is down here. I'm choosing 720 for the simple fact that I get more generations because I'm typically running 2 because I'm a cheap bastard in this circumstance. And I also know I have a whole bunch of other video projects that I'd like to complete while I still have all these credits. So yeah, taking it down from 1080 down to 90 and getting two outputs to me is great. And these are 5-second outputs, so I think these are about perfect for what I'm creating. Yours might be a little different. But moving along here, I'm going to start a new chat, and we will do, oh boy, here we go. We want a tight shot of that diamond, this shot here. And basically, what do we want to happen? I've started noticing I like having the images up while I'm looking at this stuff. Maybe I can scoot that off the screen here. I don't know. 'Cause I know the minute I push down on this window, it would go away. So now I can see it in the other window. Sorry you can't see it, but I need to be able to see it. So we're going to describe a prompt that has the diamond being applied to the frosting, and it kind of sinks in. So we'll just say, the giant industrial size claw crane is moving around the pink frosted cupcake and embedding it inside the frosting. I don't say inside, on top of. Let's try that. Now, truth be told, I have been using Claude with way better results. I shouldn't say way better, just better results. And you see it like how little information I'm giving it. I'm not talking about camera positioning, camera shaking, any type of camera movement really. Um, Really, I just want it to be a steady, and I probably should have said that because I have handheld camera in my outputs down here, a dolly shot low. We'll just see it because the first one macro lens tight on the giant pink claw as it glides slowly. Yeah, let's try this one. I think this one's gonna do a good job. So let's put in that frame. Now remember, this is 2700, not the 2048. So maybe I should correct that now. I think that's a smart decision to just reduce this. And I appended the word small on top of it. I'm just going to close that, paste that in, and on my desktop I should have diamond small in there. There we go. Okay. And let's see what happens. Do I dare try to Discord this at the same time? Let's see what happens. All right. I have no idea what's about to happen here, so that's kind of the joy of doing this. Is we just don't know what's going to happen. Camera. Fuck it. This is like watching paint dry, isn't it? All right, so I might as well move on to the final shot, and that is this one here while that's happening. So what I want to do is start in at the flowers only, and then pan out, or dolly out, sorry, to this shot here. Then I'm going to have a heart-shaped mask basically close in and put the word Happy Valentine's Day as it's closing. All right. So let's see how this does. Members only. Seriously? I'm just looking for some down tempo. I always have to work with some type of audio in the background, otherwise I go freaking nuts. Alright. So I think we're just going to take this. This is the corrected one. And we'll say I'm going to make sure this isn't too loud. Okay. We need an image generator that is 9 by 16. And I also need a prompt to plug in. Actually, you know what? Fuck this. We're just going to do it in flow because it'll work better. My cling output is still going. Chat. Prograde. Let's put that image in there. I don't have that. I basically need this image. How do I not have it? Alright. So let's just make this. I'm just going to reduce it now so that when I eventually get into animation, it's ready to go. So I will take what I just had. So this is the group shot. Do this JBoog style. I want you to create a prompt that zooms in tight on the woman holding the flowers. The focus should be on the red roses up close, so we see the fine detail and small water droplets on top of the red roses. I want you to create a prompt that zooms in tight. We're going to refine this into a tight macro shot. On the, we're not even going to say it, the woman, because it'll be confused. Red roses. Okay, this is more to the point. So what I plan on doing is zooming in tight on the red roses, dollying out like a speed ramp, so we see all three women. And we'll use flow for this. Just for the record, man, I absolutely love Flow. I think this is probably my favorite platform to work in. I had the Ultra plan for 1 month subscription, and it was I felt like I was cheating, but it was so worth it. Oof, 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 oof. That did not maintain. Let's try this again. Oh, shit. This prompt did not adhere to the background of the cupcake and the woman holding the flowers. I need you to describe a prompt that brings the camera in very tight to the flowers in the attached reference image. That's very important. I need a nice tight shot of the flowers that are in focus with a very shallow depth of field. I want to see the background of the cupcake and the woman's hair. Let's try this. I have a feeling this one did. Yeah. It's like these are great images of flowers, but they don't do me any good because it needs to be this. Okay. Let's see how we did here. Boom, boom. All right. Closer. I might need to close this off. Get out of here. I might have to shut this one off because it's starting to not do what I'm asking to do. Maintain everything exactly the same in this image as is. Do not alter any colors. Zoom in for an ultra tight macro shot on the flowers. Red roses. Yeah, like then it adds a fucking softbox in there and all this other shit, and that's like. Let's see how this one does. Alright, the JSON version. It's not that I couldn't use this because it'll just pan out to whatever, but it's not really what I was asking for. Fuck, yeah, it's. I hate when this happens. Goodbye. This is where, in my opinion, Claude comes in. Claude comes in clutch in this type of scenario. You know, I'm gonna try it within Weavy because I can, and I have 4,000 credits remaining. So Zoom in to a tight macro shot of the flowers red roses. Keep everything exactly the same in this image. Do not alter any part of this image. Only zoom in tight to the red roses. Do not change any character's position. We're going to see what happens here. So I'm just going to try it as simple here. I want you to create a prompt that describes a macro shot of the red roses in image 1. Do not change position of any characters. The woman holding the flowers. The focus should be an ultra macro shot. Tight macro shot of the flowers and have the exact same background of the cupcake and a portion of the woman's hair in the image. All right, well, that's going. See, it fucking changed the position. It's like I didn't ask for this. But I mean, that's not bad. It's kind of what I asked for. So I might go with that. And why it's saying, you can clearly see that the roses move, like they're resting on her side. This dumb fucker. Am I mumbling? Oh boy. Okay. So let's go back to flow. Grab this. And 4 of these. And go. If none of these work, I don't care. I'm just going to go with the one that I made in Weavy. Okay. That one's not bad. However, I think this one's going to win. So we'll just go with this one. Let's. I'm actually going to go with what I know. And that's Magnific. Version 2. I'll run this. Okay. And with that being said, it's generating now. All right, let's go back to Kling and see what it came up with. Oh, what the hell? Oh, I didn't know that the frosting was magnetic. bizarre. Okay, well, that's bizarre. I might have to do this again because that result was not even close. Hmm. The claw holding the pink diamond rotates to the back side of the cupcake and is placed on the frosting. After the diamond is released, the crane moves open. The claw closes its grips and moves out of frame. The crane lifts up out of arm, moves slowly as the claw rises out of frame. Yeah, let's stop this. The claw holding the large pink diamond is rotated. It's not rotated. Slowly moves to the back of the cupcake and releases the diamond into the frosting. After the diamond is released, the crane slowly rises upward and out of frame. I guess what I'm a little hesitant on this one is the boom arm of the crane should also move as well. Um, but that might be asking for too much. So I'll swap this out and see what happens here. Yeah, I don't want any shimmering. Okay. All this stuff is gonna put me to sleep. Well, this one can be done as well, so I'll download this. Call this scene 4. Marco. It's too bad it did that because that's just bizarre. It's like first it makes it's just bizarre. Alright, so we got the roses, we got the final. So we can make a final shot of this one as well. And create a prompt that starts out with a tight macro shot on red roses and speed ramps out with to a slow camera dolly out on all 3 women and the cupcake in the scene. Image 2. Showcase. Keep a minimal, slow, and steady dolly out in the final shot of all 3 women. So what I'm saying is I want to zoom in close, just like this, and then pull out, but still keep a tiny bit of motion in there, which might not happen. That might have to be something I just do in post, but we'll see if it will listen anyways. Because that's something you can easily just do in post. So we'll see how it works. All right, so the red roses. And a full group. You know what? I'm gonna go with 3 on this one just because I'm getting antsy. And my other ones are done. Okay, I saw that one. I guess I got a whole bunch going here, so. Well, while this paint is drying, and rather than watching it, I am going to grab something to drink. I'm telling you, like, this is probably the one reason why I really like Google VO is there's not a lot of this waiting around. I mean, you can really iterate super fast and get things done. But I also want to try Kling 3. I think it dropped on, oh my god, Monday this week maybe? I'm not sure. Why don't we look that up because there's nothing better to do here. February 5th. Feb 5th. So when was that? Oh, last Thursday. That's right, over the weekend. Everyone in my group was using it. Let's see how this did. Oh, fuck. Okay. No. What's this? I know what you're thinking is when you look at this, like, we'll just pause it for a second here. Like, this clearly isn't the woman that's in the frame, which is making me think twice on, do I start in this tight or do I start in this tight, which might be a better. Oh, wait. Yeah, that actually was correct. These not so much because, I forgot that there's a list view. This is way easier for me to see. That's perfect, yeah. Hmm. Let's try this. Might have to rethink how this works because it's just gonna make it. Create a prompt where the claw holding the diamond slowly moves to the back side of the cupcake frosting. The claw never touches the frosting or manipulates any part of the frosting. I don't like that at all. The claw should never touch the cupcake frosting and gently drop the diamond into the frosting. So I think what I'm going to do instead, my pivot is, it's going to drop it on it's we're just gonna see it kind of moving around. That's it. I don't want it to drop because it'll just make for a weird. I just don't want that happening. I'm happy that one worked at least. Maybe doing 3 is the way to go. Let's see something here. 2750. Okay, so it's not enormous. So if I had 3,000 starred, and what am I down to? 1854. I've used 1,000 already today. Jesus. How many videos is that? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yeah, I fucked up. Okay. I'm just gonna like the ones that I'm gonna use. Whoa. Yeah, these are also good. I wish it wouldn't have messed up the frosting like that. So this one, yeah, this one's not bad. Got that nice zoom out. And we just got these, and we should be pretty close to done. So we can probably start setting these up in Premiere. Also, I have my Suno account. I'm going to pause this for a moment. Because I have music prepared. Here. So the vibe for this was I wanted to create a I Dream of Jeannie sound. I don't mind that one. I like that one. The whole vibe of this, I was going for like the Hugo Montenegro version of I Dream of Jeannie, which is just an awesome song, how it was written. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, this. Oh, of course it doesn't work now. Oh. Okay, so that was the goal. That was kind of how I described it. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with this one. I just like the way that. I like the way that sounds. So we'll take this one. This is where it actually gets fun, where you start getting all your assets ready to go for your project. So we'll make this audio. I'm gonna have to really start organizing my shit here because I'm starting to get way out of hand. Now I'm gonna confuse myself, which is really easy to do. All right, so let's create a new project. Valentine's Day. And this is gonna go in. The last project I worked on was the death of my cousin, which is never a good thing, but unfortunately, it's part of life. Shitty part of life. Alright, what the fuck is this? Sample media clips. Why does Adobe assume I want a fucking sample media clip? Alright, so just say bring in that. What the fuck? Alright. Let's grab a clip so I have something to work with here. Ooh, these are done. Okay, this is a little more of what I had in mind. So that's not bad. Turned a pearl into a diamond. So this one might be the one to go. Yeah, we're going to use this one. Okay. Now what I would like this program to do is only show me my liked ones. There we go. Can I select all these? No. Because I really want to do a batch download of all these. Ooh, I also forgot about the part where all right, download. Clips. So we'll call this am dash cement truck dump. And then we'll go to Premiere. Start organizing these folders. We'll call this audio. And then we'll need one for clips. And that's where we're going to import this. Alright, I'm just importing this stuff in here just so I have it. We're going to get rid of this. And we'll add this. Okay, there's one. It's like as I watch this, just from the first 5 seconds, it needs to start around there just to get rid of some of the fluff out of there. And then about here, you should zoom in tight to the and then we're going to cut to this the ultimate slow way by not just importing all my clips, but so this the cool part right here. Ah, that's right. Shit. 716, 1248. So we'll reduce this. I don't know, 90%. Oh shit. That little xylophone drag should just be like a staccato. Let's zoom in close to this and see what we can see on this. So it's 1, 2, 4. I think it's 6. 7. Doo doo doo. I'm listening to the notes being played here. It's 8. I don't know why you would do 7 in music, so we'll just say 8 beats. So we would the way I'm assuming to chop this is it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They're going to be really jumpy cuts. But it's too early to start making those decisions right now. But I'm already seeing in my head how the music is flowing. That can go faster. Alright, so this okay, then we go into this girl. It's gonna be frosting machine. So I forgot one in here. I'm looking for. I did not. That's how it looks. So knowing that, this is a one shot. So this transition here needs, so basically from here, this is going to be speed ramp, so this will go fast. So it'll be like this. So we'll go 1. And there's so many methods on speed ramping that like I'll probably look at a few tutorials on how to do it, but long story short is it's gonna take a few tries to figure this out. But I think that's probably good for streaming today. But thanks for joining, and